A man's thoughts echo in his head, stating that he hates Gotham, but he had to come back because Jigsaw never returned to New York. A man fires from the rafters of the warehouse. Frank Castle, the Punisher. Hundreds of bullets rain down from the rafters, flying through the bodies of the criminals on the ground floor. Outside, Commissioner Gordon and his lieutenants are deciding if they should enter the building. Castle, inside, needs to reposition himself and decides to make room by firing at explosive vats of chemicals down below. And a bigger explosion than he wanted, but it did the job. And down below, a criminal groans, awaiting the worst day of his life. Above, the Batman is watching the chaos. He's here to take his city back. Below, the Punisher is standing above the criminal, threatening the man for information on Jigsaw. Unfortunately, he doesn't know anything. Therefore, he's useless. At that exact moment, the caped crusader lands on the anti-hero's shoulders, trading blows while the henchman runs out of the building. The Punisher remarks in his head that this is a different man than he originally fought in Gotham. Before he was a reckless brawler, and now a skilled and refined expert in his craft. Trading thoughts as well as blows, the Dark Knight tosses the Punisher, remarking that Frank is all rage and brute strength, and therefore lacks the ability to beat him. Just then, the building collapses, allowing the Punisher to escape, leaving Batman to investigate his appearance in Gotham. We then reunite with the escaped henchman, standing in front of his boss, being asked if Castle asked about him, if he asked about Jigsaw. The man says he didn't tell the Punisher anything, and just then a stranger calls from behind a curtain, saying he's a coward and that he spilled his guts. That stranger was the clown prince of crime himself, the Joker, immediately killing the man with a joke and a bullet as a punchline. Jigsaw is frustrated with the Joker, as they had a deal to move Jigsaw up in the crime ranks in Gotham, but so far, nothing. Joker remarks that he did extort the best plastic surgeon in town to fix Jigsaw's face, and now they can hunt down the men that make their lives worth living. We transition to Frank Castle in his makeshift bunker with his man in the chair, Micro. Micro reveals to him that he has all of the Gotham mobs tracked, and he's trying to find what Jigsaw's next move will be. Batman and Robin are also tracking the Gotham mobs, looking for Jigsaw and telling Robin that he won't stand for another gang war, especially ones that bring the likes of the Punisher to Gotham. On the Gotham Bay shore, we find Jigsaw and the Joker interrogating a rival gang member, attempting to find information on his leader, Jimmy Navarone, and lucky for them, he's a squealer. In true Joker fashion, once he knows where to go and how to get in, he pushes the man's head down in the sand, the tide sealing his fate. In a high-rise penthouse, Navarone is beating a man senseless, wanting to know where the drowned man went and who's been leaking his information. The gang leader exits his building and heads to his car, asking if his driver was a new guy because he didn't recognize him, only for the driver to say Lou got sick and asked him to fill in. Meanwhile, Lou is tied up in the back of the car. The Punisher is trailing behind, intent on seeing if Navarone meets with Jigsaw tonight. As Micro is investigating the gang leader's computer system on the other side of town, so is Robin, both realizing there's more than one person hacking into the same system. The Punisher attempts to make his way into the toy box, the third stop on Navarone's schedule, only to be stopped at the door. A voice then calls out that they can vouch for him, because they're old pals. It's Jigsaw, his face now repaired. Batman is leaping from rooftop to rooftop, making his way to the toy box. Meanwhile, Robin and Micro are hacking each other, with Micro attempting to give Robin a timed malware that will hack into the Batcave's mainframe unless he can do something about it fast. Navarone gets a call explaining that his henchman was found drowned in the bay and that he's being set up. Suddenly, the Punisher explodes out of the grip of the criminals, dual-wielding guns ready to fire upon Jigsaw. The Joker sits in a dark corner, startling Navarone, saying he's got a special song just for him. The Joker stands with his own men against Navarone's, ready for an all-out war. Back at the Batcave, Robin shuts down Micro's system, embarrassing the man and saving the cave's computers. The all-out war begins with Batman observing above as the Punisher fires on all the men in the room as a one-man army. The Dark Knight leaps down, dropping smoke bombs as he goes. The room enveloped in smoke, Frank takes his first hits. Now injured and with adrenaline flowing through his veins, he fires upon all of them once again, as Batman uses his fists and the darkness to beat down as many enemies as he can, with Joker remarking that he loves this new agent of chaos in a skull jumpsuit. With Batman overwhelmed and the Punisher injured, a gun racks behind Frank as he pulls the pin on a frag grenade, throwing it towards the sound of the gun without looking back. There, the man with the newly beautified face has it destroyed again. The unlikely allies stand back to back, trading remarks, with Batman telling Frank to never show his face in Gotham after this. Batman spots Jigsaw and charges at him, telling him to surrender before being shot directly in the chest by the mangled man. Jigsaw has the upper hand, or so he thinks. At that exact moment, the Punisher spots the clown and begins chase, firing away with the Joker taunting, saying they're both crazy and kill for the love and hate of it all, and taunting him about his family. Being chased down into the basement, the Joker lurks in the shadows, firing at Frank, narrowly missing, but still blinding him with muzzle flash. The Joker bolts away, both firing blindly in the direction of each other. Castle recovers and begins chase once again, while Batman interrogates and subdues Jigsaw, demanding to know if he's the reason the Punisher came to Gotham. The Joker slams through the back exit of the toy box and barricades it behind him, but it's no match for the Punisher, who's in close pursuit. The clown's screeching laugh echoes through the alley as he slips on a banana peel, falling to the ground and finding the irony in it hilarious. There the clown lays, with the ruthless anti-hero standing above him, taunting Castle that he's really just a sick man, and he's sure if he has some therapy he can be cured. But the Punisher has already prescribed him his treatment, a bullet between the eyes. As fright washes over the Joker's face, he realizes this isn't Batman. This is something else entirely. Just as the gun fires, the caped crusader lands on Castle's back, pulling the gun away from Joker's cranium. Frank begins morally interrogating Batman, asking how many times he's put this maniac away, that it can all end right now, with Batman simply saying, "Joker, run. Run for your life." Batman responds to the Punisher that that's not the way it works in his city, causing Frank to drop his guns and land a hit on the Dark Knight with a right hook. Batman says he let Frank have that one, but he did say one, throwing Castle headfirst into a stack of crates, threatening him with prison, or worse, Arkham. The Punisher simply responds, saying the Batman and that giggling idiot deserve each other, leaving the alleyway, abandoning his firearms and walking home, reflecting on how much he hates Gotham.